Alonzo Herndon was an African-American barber and entrepreneur. Alonzo Herndon was founder and president of the Atlanta Life Insurance Company, one of the most successful black-owned insurance businesses in the nation. When he died in 1927, he was Atlanta's wealthiest black citizen. Herndon grew up on a farm in a social circle 40 miles east of Atlanta. He was the son of a white man, Frank Herndon, and a slave, Sophie. At age 7, the young Herndon, along with his mother, younger brother, and maternal grandparents, entered freedom homeless. At a very young age, he worked as a laborer and peddler, helping his family make a living in the harsh rural area. Herndon spent his spare time peddling peanuts, homemade molasses, and actual grease to earn money to support his family. In 1878, Herndon left Social Circle on foot. With $11 of saving and about a year of schooling, he stopped initially in the community of Sonoya, where he worked as a farmhand and began learning the barbering trade. After a few months, Herndon migrated to a town in Johnsboro in Clayton County. There he opened his first barbershop. He spent about 5 years in Johnsboro, where he developed a thriving business and a good reputation as a barber. Arriving in early 1883, he secured employment as a barbershop on Moretta Street, owned by William Hutchins. After 6 months, Herndon purchased half interest in the shop, entering into a partnership with one of the few free blacks operating barbering establishments since before the Civil War. Herndon's barbering business expanded, and by 1904, he owned 3 shops in Atlanta. According to Atlanta Journal, Herndon and his black barbering staff are known from Richmond all the way to Mobile as the best barbers in the South. His success in barbering was spectacular, and as his earnings grew, he invested in real estate in Atlanta and in Florida. Eventually, he acquired more than 100 houses and a large block of commercial property on Auburn Avenue, and a large estate in Tavares, Florida. At his death in 1927, his real estate was assessed at nearly $325,000. In 1900, Herndon joined Atlanta delegates attending the founding meeting of National Negro Business League, convened by Booker T. Washington in Boston when W.E.B. Du Bois called a meeting of selected black leaders to organize the Niagara Movement. Herndon was among the 29 men who attended the founding meeting in 1905. Through Herndon's successful business and investments made him a wealthy man, they did not protect him from negative effects of racism. His barbershop's windows were smashed in Atlanta race riots in 1906. Luckily, Herndon had already gone home for the day, but black barbers who owned a shop across the street from Herndon's barbershop were killed by an angry mob. In 1893, he married Adrienne Elizabeth McNell, a professor at Atlanta University that had his only child Norris, who succeeded him as chief executive of Atlanta Life Insurance Company. After his first wife's death in 1910, Herndon married Jessie Gillespie of Chicago. Herndon died in Atlanta on July 21, 1927, a few weeks after his 69th birthday. Overcoming poverty and literacy, he had risen to his lifetime from slavery to become the wealthy head of a leading black business that has survived into the 21st century and is consistently listed among the top black financial companies as ranked by Black Enterprise magazine.